Hello everyone. The purpose of this short video is to help current Docstar customers get more value out of your current Docstar investment by using the platform to do something a little bit different. And what I'm going to show you is how Docstar can be used to manage contracts or expiring agreements or any document that expires. It could be a lease, contract, or an insurance policy, anything where you would need to be notified in advance to make sure that it doesn't expire. So the first thing we'll do for you is build a workflow customized to your requirements. It'll look something like this. Documents will come into the workflow, and if it's a new supplier and this is the first time you've had an agreement with them, we'll have a step so you can get set up on in your ERP system first. But if it's a current supplier, then obviously it'd be more like a renewal. Either way, there's going to be steps to take a look at the contract. You can have one or multiple people look at the document before approving it or denying it. We're going to write data to a table that's going to allow us to manage these expirations using notifications. We can have optionally a step in here so that you can electronically sign documents before you send them back to your vendors. And then we're going to notify you in plenty of time before anything expires so that you never get caught up short and have something auto-renew that you didn't want to auto-renew, or have something expire like an insurance policy lapse or something like that. So anyway, that's the purpose of this workflow. So what it kind of looks like is the following. If you have documents that are in workflows, if some of them, if they've already kind of completed that workflow process I showed you, they just sit in the last step. We call it step Z. It's like it's sleeping. And it's going to wake up and notify you in the future. So the first one here we have is October 2nd, 2020. So that's in a few months. So on that date, I'm going to get a notification, and that's at least 2 months ahead of this contract needing to be renewed. Up here are a couple of documents that have not gone through the workflow. So let me show you how the workflow works. I'm going to select these two documents from a company called Hilliard Managed Services, and we're going to process these. Okay? So let me do the actual managed service agreement first here. And we'll say it's a new contract. So we don't have any existing relationship with this vendor. It's a 9-page agreement. I can read through it here or whatever. And I'll just tag it as a new contract. And now it's telling me I have to enter data into the ERP system so that it exists in that location as well, so that they can get paid in the future, et cetera, et cetera. So we're happy with it. It's in the ERP system. So now I'll submit it to the next step. And here's how you tag the document so you get it set up so that you can find it in the future and have it notify you when you need to be notified. So first it's asking me to select the vendor. So now that we've got it inside our ERP system, I just select Hilliard Office Solutions, and we're just having it connect to our ERP that way. Location, we can say Atlanta. Doesn't matter. Category. So you can have a lot of different categories in here. It could be for leases or building and property related, or business service subscription, lots of different categories here. We'll call this a business service subscription. We'll say the start date was July 1st, and the term we'll say is 36 months. So we don't have to go look in the contract to see when it ends. We'll just say it's a 36-month agreement. What we do need to know from the contract is what the vendor notification period is. If Hilliard says, in order to avoid self-auto-renewal, we need 60 days advance notice, you will need more than 60 days. So what we're doing is we're keying off of this end date here. So 60 days is their notification. We'll give ourselves an additional 30 days. So 90 days ahead of this 36-month term, we will receive notifications about needing to renew this agreement. So when I click submit, what I want you to notice is that now we have 4 dates. We have the start date. Down here we have the completion date. We have the notification date for the vendor, and then we have the review date. So I will go ahead and approve this. So we're saying that, for now, for the next 36 months, we'll continue to pay this vendor, but we'll be notified in the future when there's a new one, a new agreement that we have to agree to. The second, actually, let me go to this other document that we had sitting here. This is a service level agreement, SLA, related to the document that I just filed, and I can treat this one as a supporting document. And we'll say, well, okay, what is it related to? It's related to Hilliard Office Solutions. So if you notice that this, all I have to do is type anything that I can think of, and I'll find it in our ERP system. And the type of document it is, SLA. Okay, I'll click submit. And now both of those documents are under management. Okay, I could find them if I just type Hilliard right here, and actually I have more than one Hilliard document in here. And if I want to clear that out, if I wanted to do a search related to all of the documents that are out there that need to be managed with the system, I can just run a save search that's going to give me every single agreement. So the workflow it's looking for is contract docs. The type of document is master service agreement, so I don't want all the supporting documents. I just want the main agreements here. But I left the category blank. So in my system, I have, 5 or 6 different agreements here, just 6. Some of our customers have hundreds in here. And if you have that many, we give you the ability to filter based on category. So if I wanted to just look for SaaS agreements, I could just type that in, and I could narrow my search just to SaaS agreements. So I could even make SaaS agreements a security class so that only the IT department can see these SaaS agreements. So same is true for these other categories. If you wanted to make those to be a security class, then you can divide up who can see what if you have quite a few expiring agreements. So it's pretty straightforward how to narrow down and find and get notified. And here, the same dates that we talked about before: start date, completion date, notification date, and review date. And review date is the date that you want to be notified so that you're ahead of this whole smear of documents that you have to manage. Finally, optionally, for those of you who are interested, you can have something added to your Docstar called PackageWorks. PackageWorks will bundle those supporting documents with the master agreement so that it looks something like, let's see, I just added Hilliard, so if I just refresh my page, here's the Hilliard Office Solutions. If I double click on that, I have the master agreement and I have the SLA. I could potentially have had a vendor proposal, some sort of internal ROI justification, correspondence with Hilliard. Any other type of supporting document I want, you can define these slots. That's what they call them, slots. So you just define what they are. You can have as many as you want. And that way I can always find not only the master agreement, but any other related document on demand by just searching for this package that I'm looking for. So that's it. Pretty straightforward and easy to use.